You've probably seen tons of videos talking about growth operating recently. Let me tell you, the idea of having one client, charging them a retainer, plus rev share, and actually making tons of money from 1% of their audience is wild. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's a lie. Making that one client money takes way more than what is talked about. Learning copywriting, sales, and a bunch of other skills in such a short amount of time is wild, especially as a complete beginner. And that's not the only thing which is insane with the growth operating business model. Right before I tell you the next major big red flag, let me briefly explain what this new business model even is. In theory, this business model works like this. You go find John, who is a creator, and you help him build a paid community, charge him a $1,000 setup fee, and take a percentage of his profits. All you do is create a school community, pitch it to his audience, and somehow 1% ends up buying it. Now in theory, that sounds great. All you have to do is find one person, set them up a community, and before you know it, you're making hundreds, if not thousands of pounds per month as a complete beginner. I hate to break it to you, but it simply does not work like this. Don't get me wrong, selling info is not a bad business model. It's actually a great business model. There are tons of people who got rich from selling info, just like these gurus who are selling you a course on growth operating. Let me break down why this growth operating business model is a terrible idea and will never work for a beginner. First of all, launching and scaling one single community takes tons of work and tons of skills. This is not something you can just do with a few hours of work. This is a long process which has tons of moving parts. From the product itself to the actual marketing aspect of it, which will require you to learn copywriting, funnels, and convert that traffic into sales, which is a skill that is extremely hard to master. You know for a fact that you as a beginner who's never completed something successful before can't just set up an online community for your client and just hope that 1% of their audience buys it. And finding a creator that can and will be willing to work with you as a complete beginner is just not realistic, especially with this business model's increase in demand. Without even worrying about the marketing and selling the course, you would need to outreach to thousands of creators to get one to reply back to you and agree to work with you, pay you a £1,000 setup fee, and give you a percentage of their profit. All this whilst you're a complete beginner. But let's say you were able to find one person who could build a good community. Then you would have to master building the funnel. And then once you've mastered that, you'd have to master the marketing and finding a way to convert traffic. And don't get me wrong, partnering with influencers or creators online isn't a bad business model. When they are done right, they are actually extremely profitable business models which will scale to the moon because their audience is constantly growing. But today, I'm not here to tell you to sell info and create a paid community. There are over 70 million influencers on social media who are already trusted by brands to sell their products. But influencers don't have a consistent stream of money working with brands, as brand deals just come and go. And most influencers are just simply lazy to reach out to brands, or they have no clue on how to do that. And that's where you come in, and this is the business model I discovered whilst finishing my A-levels. That helped me make 90k in just a few months as a complete beginner. It's the same way one of my students, Theo, connected an influencer with a brand and now makes 2k a month from his first deal. Instead of trying to build a business in a saturated market, I moved to a business model which is virtually untapped. I figured out all I have to do is message a few influencers who are already getting brand deals, as that's just an indicator that they're already trusted by brands. Then find brands in the same niche as those influencers who are looking for more sales. Become a middleman by connecting the two together, the brand and the influencer, by just sending a few outreach messages out. Then you will hop on a call, negotiate the deal and the terms, and just like that, you're collecting a percentage of the marketing budget. Now, the influencer network you can build is extremely valuable to brands because they know that's how they're going to get eyeballs onto their products. And the amount the influencers charge are infinitely lower than the prices brands pay for running ads. On top of that, the speed in which promoting their products to an influencer audience is way more effective to them creating their own organic outreach strategy. It's why this industry is constantly growing, and I don't know why no one is talking about it. And I don't care that no one's talking about it. If anything, it's good for me and it's good for you because we can be the ones who are connecting with influencers and brands. Like I said before, there's over 70 million influencers out there and they're just waiting for deals just to sit and fall on their lap. They simply don't know that they could be getting brand deals constantly if they had someone like you who is helping them set up deals. These influencers already have the traffic and the eyeballs. All you need to do is just put the brand's product in front of them and they will help the brand get more sales and you'll get paid a percentage of the earnings. And you might be thinking, well, Alex, why would an influencer trust me as a complete beginner help them set up their brand deals? The answer is simple. They are not in a better position than you. Yes, they might have got one brand deal before, but that doesn't mean they're going to have one next month. They might not even get another brand deal for the rest of the year. They need someone to consistently get them deals. And connecting them with a brand is extremely simple, even as a complete beginner. Imagine partnering up with the next Logan Paul or Iman Gadzhi and helping them promote their brand, and you'll take a percentage of their marketing budget. Influencers and content creators need influencer marketers because they need to be focusing on growing their personal brand. They don't have time to be worrying about making and setting up brand deals because making content is their main focus, and that is what takes up all their time and all their focus. Doing two things at the same time is extremely difficult. And let's say the influencer is doing too many things, focusing on too many problems, they're actually capping the amount of money they can make. These growth operator gurus do not tell you how hard it is for the fulfillment in these communities, especially if the influencers do not know how to make content to funnel their community. Your your focus will be split all over the place. Fulfillment for paid communities takes up so much time, there's so much more added work which you don't realize which goes into it, and you're just going to struggle to do this and master this as a complete beginner. Another thing that makes it clear to me that growth operating is a scam is that all these gurus just talk about the theory of it, how it works, what you need to do, and before you know it, you're making tons of money. No one actually tells you how to do it and actually how to make money from it. If you want to learn how to do growth operating, you actually have to buy their course. I'm here telling you that influencer marketing is the best path for any beginner to hit 10k a month. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. This is how you're going to hit 10k a month, just by connecting a few influencers with a few brands. Genuinely, it's the most simple business model anyone can start in 2024. Now, this video wasn't me calling out anyone in specific. I've just been asked tons of questions about growth operating in my DMs, and I just wanted to give my take on it. Now, hopefully this cleared some things up for you, and if you got any value from this video, please don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. It's much appreciated, and I will see you in the next one.